And hello YouTubers, thank you for stopping by. Today what I want to go ahead and to show for you is how to fish the Gary Yamamoto 5-inch Yamasenko. This is the baby bass color. This worm has produced quite an amazing amount of dinks for me and a couple of big fish. So I thought it'd be good to share with you, since I've learned from YouTube and other local anglers on the techniques and tactics for setting this up, for example using a Texas style rigged worm. So what we'll start here with is we're going to use the same baby bass color with the Yamamoto worm. Now what I want to show you here on this end is on the flat side, this is where you want to thread the worm. Ideally in this section you're going to have more meat for the hook to bite into instead of using the other side. An example, if we use the other side, it's going to be more tapered. What we're going to use here is the 4/0 size Trokar EWG offset hook. Now I usually don't go with this hook because of the fact that it's a pretty sturdy, hardy hook. It's got a laser edged for the sharp side. It's 3 edges. It's pretty sharp. Haven't lost a fish on it yet, but this is the one that I primarily use. So to give you an example, what we're going to have the end result looking is similar to this, where the worm will look very natural and presentation wise. Now to do this, what we're going to want to do is make sure we guide the flat-sided edge of the worm on this offset shank here. This is going to be key into making sure that our worm is correctly aligned for presentation, so that way it looks very natural when it drops in. So as we begin to go ahead and put this, we want to make sure that the tip of the hook goes to the dead center of the flat-sided part of the worm. Once you get close towards the turnout point, you want to go ahead and make sure the hook comes correctly centered out of that piece, and we're going to go ahead and just drive it all the way through towards the offsetted side. And what you'll see here is now it looks like it's not even actually been affected. It looks very natural. So at the edge of this worm where we have the shank, we're going to want to head and measure out by hand, roughly just eyeball, where exactly this hook needs to sit once it goes through the other end of the worm. You want to go ahead and make sure you insert it thoroughly that way and make sure it's a little bit straight. Now sometimes you'll notice that this is a good way to present it, but what I like to do is I take the tip of it and I insert, just skin hook it inside the worm, so that way when it does brush up against other leaves or possible areas in the water, it's going to prevent it from being fouled up. So in the end, you're going to have something that looks just like this. Looks very natural once it gets thrown in. And like I said, this worm here has been presented for me. This worm has done a lot of work for me. You can see here that in this loop, it blends in right away, and it's very good at presenting. On the next section, I'm going to show you how to make this worm fall a little bit faster by adding a simple bullet weight. This small bullet weight can help you accelerate your descent speed from the worm, and we can also try using a nail weight, which can actually help you to also in regards of making sure that it dives in a little bit faster. But the nail weight will be actually primarily used for a Nico rig setup, and that will be on a different video. And there you have it, folks. So let me know what you thought about this quick little tutorial for setting up the Texas style rigged worm. I'll be adding more videos later on the channel showing which knots I use primarily that work the most effectively on these kind of setups. And I will also drop down a description of the items and a hyperlink to Tackle Warehouse so you can pick up the items yourself. Again, the purpose of me doing this video is to give back to the community, because just like you guys, I started off reading and trying to learn as much as I can on my own until I found a whole bunch of links on YouTube, from professionals to beginners to amateurs, and I found it really insightful and helpful for me to use those that are relevant. So I thought I'd give back to the community. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe, leave a like, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I'd look forward to making more of these.